so excited that you decided to join me. This is my first time editing with the iMac, so I'm really interested to see how the audio is and the details are. So I'm going to show you this was shot with the Canon EOS 6D with my 135mm lens. Let me see. My f-stop was 4.0 and ISO was at 500. 640 was my shutter. Okay, let's move on. So this is how the image is straight out of the camera. I've already adjusted it, and to save us some time, I'm just going to paste in the settings that I used. I really love the flow of this image, and even though I don't have direct contact, this is actually my daughter, by the way, even though I don't have direct contact with Scarlett, I just love how magical this image looks. And I know we can really turn it into something special. So here are the settings that I have over here. I'm going to try to scroll down. I did not change too much. Let's see. Get that off of there. I don't ever mess with any of this. I got some noise reduction. That's pretty much it. Okay, let's move on to Photoshop. All right, so the very first thing that we want to do, that I typically start with anyway, and I don't know how to change this. Maybe one of you know how to change this, but I always convert to profile. It always starts my images out, especially when I bring them from Lightroom to Photoshop and ProPhoto. I don't know why, but I change it to sRGB. Now we're going to hit Command J on the Mac. We're going to select the subject, and that got her pretty good, which I'm super thankful for, because a lot of times when you're working in outdoor situations, it does not want to select the subject too well. And, you know, a big portion of that depends on the color scheme, the color that they're wearing. Oops. I'm going to get as much of this as I can without spending all day long. And then I'll come back through with my Refine Edge tool and just get the edges. Super simple. This looks a little bit harsh, so I will come in here and take that out, and then we'll go around the hair. And if you notice, there's hot spots in the greens. There's a lot of neon green, and we want to work to remove that. I hate the color green that we're working with right now, but we know how to fix it, so no worries. Or we're going to know how to fix it. Okay, I'm just going to go around her hair. And this is actually the first time that I have edited this image. I've edited one from this series. Let's try to take these out if I can. And I really love the way that it turned out. So hopefully we get a similar result. Trying to get as much grass as possible. I think I'm going to come back through. The reason I'm not getting these, I think I will end up taking them out. And just a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to zoom out and see if I missed anything, and I'm trying to take this in. We'll grab this. Okay. I'm going to bump the radius up to 9. I stay between like 5 to 15, depending. Actually, I think I'm going to bump it up a little bit more. Smooth. Oh. For smoothing, I keep it between 0.2 to 1. It just really depends. And then this, I feather between 0.2 to 1.4, depending on what we're working on. Okay, zooming out. Okay, so the whole purpose of getting a mask on her or selecting her is to create a mask. And you can literally do that from anything here. So I'm going to hit Command J. All that I did was create a copy. And now I'm going to hit Command I because I want a mask of her. And I want a mask of the background. So I'm going to select both of those, move them down here. And now we're going to be working on this one. This one I'm going to show you, we're going to use this as a before and after. Let's see. The first thing I want to do is start working on the horizon and getting her more level. I think I'm going to drop that down. Well, I'm looking at the grass right now. I'm trying to match this up. Believe it or not, I think I got it pretty level in camera, which is very rare. Okay, so let me pull this out a little bit more. I do want her to be centered. I don't have anything. Typically, I do my images like this, but I don't have anything to center her, so that's not going to happen here. There we go. So for the cropping, I'm going to do content aware, check OK, and it should fill it in. If it doesn't, I've got a trick we can do for that, but it did really good. So, all right, now I am going to do Command E. I'm going to drop this layer back into this. I'm just going to merge them together. And now I want to work on the background because if you notice, it's not straight and I don't like that. So Command J, let's go into Filter, Liquify. Let's do Command minus to pull us out of the image a little bit. And let's just bring this down. It's such a simple fix. We can totally do it in no time. I'm not going to mess with her too much considering I've got the mask on her right now, and I know I'm going to do a little bit more work to the background, just not at the moment. Like I want to get done working on my mask with her before we move on. I just need it straight for right now. As you can see, that's the before and here's the after. Okay, so I'm going to hit Command J to copy that layer, and I see a whole bunch of like bald patches in the grass, and that is going to drive me crazy. So let's work on filling that. Make sure it's content aware, normal, 100% opacity, and it should take care of it for the most part. This made a wonky little thing right here. And by the time that I'm done, I know that this over here will be blurred, so I'm not too worried if it's not a consistent pattern right now. Okay. And like I said, I knew I wanted to take these out right in front, so let's go ahead and do that. It's just too distracting for me. Perfect. I love the content aware tool. Like it is so efficient, and I use it for skin. I use it to extend images. It's just amazing. I love it so much. Okay, let's take this out. The only time that I don't like it is, I knew it was going to do it too, is when we have a lot of details and patterns. Then it does make it a little bit more difficult, but we can still manage it. There we go. And then this right here, it's blurred a lot, so I don't know if we'll, yeah, that works pretty good. Let's fill it. And let's take this one out. And when I record these, I really do, like, I forget that I'm recording and I just get lost in my own little world. So that is your warning. Okay, let's see. It's so neon, I really need it to disappear. I think I can accept that. Okay. Let's zoom out and see what we're working with. Okay, that already looks so much better. Okay, so now I'm gonna Command E again. I wanted to merge those two down, and you can see my history right here. If you ever are lost on what I'm doing or I forget to say anything, check out the history. Let's pull this down. I'll adjust it a little bit more. I do like to see some of my actions here. Goodness. Okay, let's get rolling. So let's take this out, this little dot. I think it's a bug. This was shot in Alabama, so I guarantee it's a bug. Okay, let's see. Whoop. My mouse is, you touch the right side of the mouse and it scrolls the page or whatever you're working on, and it drives me crazy. I hate it. Okay, let's get this. Let's do a little bit smaller because I don't think it's going to give me a good... There we go. Okay, that's not terrible. I can hear my daughters coming in here. I can hear somebody crying, I'm pretty sure. Nope, sounds like they're just fighting. Okay, moving right along. Feel. Okay, so let's Command J. Let's start working on the background. I think that'll be something pretty fun. Okay, so I'm gonna name this background blur so you guys know what I'm doing. Let's see. So I'm selected on this one. I'm going to scroll down here. I need to work on the background, so this is the one we're going to select. I'm holding in my Command key and I'm clicking this mask. And as you can tell, hopefully you can see the little marching ants. You can see it selected the background. So now I'm going to take my marquee tool. I'm going to come to the background, right click, layer via copy. There we go. I am also going to come up here to filter. Let's do, you can do Gaussian blur, or, which is right here, or you can do tilt shift. There's another one I use as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it on this image. So let's just start with this first of all. I like it very blurry, very dreamy. And then I try to keep it as you naturally would with the camera. So with the camera, it's going to hit that plane of field straight across, not up and down, straight across. So that's what we're going to try to do. And then over here, you can change your blur as well. There we go. I think going it around, let's see what it looks like really crazy. Yeah, I actually like crazy. Darn. Okay. Let's do, there's really nothing of detail that I'm trying to keep here. So we'll do, and the thing about adding in too much is you can't take it away, but we can always add more. So let's go with 60 for right now. I'm gonna hit OK. And we gotta wait for it to load. One thing I do want you to know though, is whenever you do that, even though we created a mask right over here, and as you can tell, that is not selected. My daughter is not selected, the girl. But I'm gonna take it on and off, and I want you to look right in here. That blur mixes in, so we do have to add a mask. So I'm going to hit option. I'm going to click right here, and we're just going to drop it. And as you can tell, let me jump back. That takes it off. We keep it on our background, but it completely takes it off of her, which is fabulous. That's exactly what we wanted it to do. Okay, so I'm really loving the look of this. So I'm going to hit Command E to merge this down, Command E again, because I'm starting a whole different process now. Now we're going to do Command J, or you can come down here and just drop it and copy a layer. And I forget, there's a million other ways you can do it. Let's see, we're going to jump into, let's go to Camera Raw. I think that would be the easiest way. There we go. Yeah, okay. All right, let's see. I don't want it too desaturated. Just enough. Oh, I can hear my girls. She's mad at something. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see. We're going to hit our layer mask because we want to make sure, I got too excited. We want to make sure that those adjustments we made are not on her and not on the dress. So, Command click. I'm holding in the Shift key. Click this. We're going to merge them, and let's begin really getting into it. So, Command J, I wanted to make a copy of this layer. Let's see. I think I'm still going to continue working on the background and getting the colors just right before we start working on her. So let's open up a color balance and let's see what we can do. Oh, that's pretty. I do not want this to have any effect on her. So again, I'm going to hit Option, click the background mask that we have, just bring it up and drop it on here. And when I do that, I am holding Option and clicking the mouse at the same time. Okay, perfect. And we can even adjust this to see as we move along what we want to add in. Okay, I want a bunch of red in there. I don't think I want any magenta. I think I will add just a tiny bit of green though. And then, I don't know which way I'm gonna go. Add in some blues. Not too terrible much though. Okay, so I am going to hit Command E to merge this one into the bottom layer. And I'm going to hit Command J. Let's work on our background. We're going to take out some of the shadows and filter in some light here. So I'm going to hit the mask layer over here. Go to my gradient tool. I think I'm going to do like a sun ray type of thing. Let's see. Okay, I totally like that, but I'm going to expand it a little bit. So we're going to go to the, what is this? The marquee tool, right click, free transform, and let's just extend it out quite a bit. Okay, I do like that. I like it centered too, so right there seems good. Of course, we do not, well, I was going to say we don't want that fully on her. So let me see. I'm going to hit, I want to select only her and take a little bit off, not a lot, just a little. So hold Command in on my keyboard, select the mask of her. As you can see, the marching ants are all around her, and I am still selected on this. I'm going to hit B for my brush tool. I'm going to make it big by hitting the right bracket. I don't know. I'm going to have to Google all these keyboard shortcuts in a little bit. I'm going to hit X, and it's going to invert the layer over here. I want to paint it off of her, so we're going to go around 25% with the black brush. And I love that. I really like it. So I like how it's kind of filtering in on her hair, so I'm just going to take it off right through here a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to hit Command D, and we're going to see what we're working with. I'm going to take it off and on. I'm going to pull it down, maybe around 30. Nope, I want more. Okay. I'm thinking about 70 to 80%. So we'll leave it right there. Command E is going to merge it down again, and one more time. So Command J now. Let's work on, she seems too dark. So let's open up levels. We're going to bring this side down, bring this up a little bit, and pop that on there. Command I to invert. I'm going to hit B for my brush tool. I'm at 25% opacity. I'm going to change this to white because we're working on a black foreground. And then I'm just going to pop this on her. Make a big pop, because we want all of the attention to be drawn into her. Okay, I really do like it. I want to go a little bit of a different route with this though, so I am going to keep the levels, but let's go ahead and open up a curves adjustment as well. I do want to keep that mask. It is very hard to edit and record when you have two small children here. My daughters are 4 and 6, and if you have kids, you just know. Okay, so I do want to do a little bit with the curves, so I'm going to hit Option, click this mask, bring it up, drop it down, and it's just going to copy it right over, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. I am going to click a few points. Okay, so that is super, super, super bright. I am going to come in around 48% and kind of take it off of her right around here. I only want the brightness to be on her, not on, maybe a little bit on her hair, you know. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so that's what our curves level adjustment did. That's what our levels did. I'm going to merge them together just to see if there's anything I want to lower the opacity or change about this. And I think I may lower it to about 90. And then I'm going to merge it all the way down here. Okay. Let's see. Now, make an adjustment. I'm going to hit Command, click the background. I want to blur even more. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we did last time. I'm going to go up to filter. This time we're going to do, let's do radial blur. We'll do about 10, and 10 is a lot. You may think it's not, but it is a lot. Trust me on that. We're going to hit OK, and you're going to see the crazy effects that it gives. And if you look at it too long, it will totally give you a headache. So I'm going to drop it down to like 16% because I just can't take it. I'm going to create a mask, and we only want to work on the background. I don't want to work on her. So Option click, bring it up, drop it down. And then let's bring that to about 49%. I'm going to hit B for my brush tool. I'm going to bring this up to 100. Well, actually, no. Let's do 30%. I'm going to pop that on her. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. So if you notice, I want to take some of the blur off, so I need to work with the black brush. So make sure you always check that because I often forget. And then let's bump it up to maybe 100 just to see where all the effect is. And I don't want it too swoopy right in here. I don't want it too swoopy. Ah, but I love the look that it's giving up here. So I'm going to drop this down even lower to maybe 15%. And I'm going to come over here and just kind of go straight across. And then I'm going to drop this down again to maybe, I don't want it too crazy noticeable. I think 70 is a good spot for me. That's where I like it. So Command E, we're going to merge all those down together. And now let's start working on her. Let's do, we don't have to do a whole lot, but just a little bit of skin smoothing. And I think I'm going to sharpen as well. So I have my own sharpen tool right here, my own action, and I'm going to zoom in. Here's the before, here's the after. It makes such a difference, but we don't need that much. That's a little bit too much. So let's see what 50% looks like. I think I may do 65. Let's see. Okay. I love how the details really popped in her dress. Again, I'll turn it off and on, and I like how just her features, like her eyes, her hair, all that really got like brought to attention. I'm going to drop it down a little bit lower to 60. I'm going to hit Command E to group that together, and this will be our sharp right here. This image is already sharpened. We've done it, but now I want to smooth it. So let's hit my smooth action one, let's see, maybe 2 times. And then I'm going to zoom in on her. I might do it a 3rd time. Let's see what a 3rd time looks like. We can always delete if we don't. I think I do like that. Okay, so I'm going to drop this to about, and I look at the pixels in her skin. That's how I know if I want to add in any more or leave it as is. So about 65. We did this is the original sharp copy, so we know that this is blur. All of these up are blur, so we're going to merge them together. I'm going to turn it off. That way you can see, you can notice the skin again. But I am going to make a mask of this because I don't want everything to be smooth. So I'm going to hit B with my black brush. We're going to go over here and paint like her eyelashes. I really want those to be, oh, make sure we're at 100%. I want those to be sharpened very well. Okay, let me see. Okay, I really like that. We're going I'll zoom out a little bit. I'm going to hit Command E, and there we go. We're still not done yet though. Let's do selective color. Add in some of that. Okay, let's go to green. So I don't want this all over the entire image, so I will hit Command I. Let me see what we're working with here. And again, I don't want this on her, so I'm going to hit Command and click, because I only want to work on the background. So I'm going to hit B for my brush, or click it right over here. And I'm just going to paint this in some spots to see what look it gives us. Okay, so that has brightened up those areas. That's a little bit too bright for my preference, so let's see. I think I'm just going to pop it on her and then pop it on those areas right there. Command D. Okay. It's not a very big change, but it does brighten it a little. Let's do ooh, that's pretty. Okay, let's add in a little bit more of this. And again, we're going to hit Command I. I don't want this all over the image. I only want it on the background. So command click on the background here. Make sure we're working on the top layer, the color balance layer, and I'm going to drop this down to about 40%, and we're just going to paint right along over here. This is going to give it a lot more dimension, and drop it down to about 17. And we're just going to color in some grass, and I've got to take it back into camera raw, it looks like, for the little adjustments I made there. Okay, and I'm painting at 17%, so if I want to add in any more, I can. Command D. I'm going to lower the opacity just a bit. Not too crazy. All right, about 40%. Command E, we're going to drop that down, drop it down one more time, merge it all together. Let's do her skin a little bit. Command I to invert. I don't want that all over the image. 100% for my brush. And let's just paint it on. It's just going to lighten it up quite a bit. And this does not soften the skin. She's so far away that we don't even have to worry about skin smoothing. And we kind of already did a bit of skin, what am I thinking? We did a little bit of smoothing to the overall image earlier after we sharpened it, so that's not my concern. Oops, she does have one little blemish on her nose that I see now. That will take off in just a second. Okay, I'm going to paint this off of her eyelashes though. Give her a little bit more contrasting features. Okay, let me zoom in, zoom out, and see what we got going on. That is very, 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 very white. So let me jump back over the RGB. And about 10. 10 should be good. I'm going to drop this down to about 70-ish. Command E to merge them together. Oh goodness. And let's throw on a solid color. We're going to do multiplied, give it like a golden sun-kissed look. Maybe a bit more right here. Okay. I am going to leave that at 34%. Command E to merge it down. Goodness. And I do want to add in, I don't like the green that I'm working with now. So Command J. Let's go back into Camera Raw, and we're just going to have to play around to see if we can, see what we can do. And I know we're going to mask this off, so don't worry again. Just bear with me. I swear I can hear a chicken. I'm in apartments, and I'm pretty sure I can hear a chicken. Maybe it's just in my head. Okay, let's see. Let's see what color grading I can do. Maybe a little bit. And the only thing I'm concerned with right now is the bottom. That's the only thing that I'm working to leverage, to fix right now. Okay. Let's do that. Luminance. You know what? Let's just bring that back to 0. I'll leave that there. Okay. I know I'll very likely come back into Camera Raw in just a minute, but hold on, let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and get it on. I'm going to make a mask of this. I'm going to hit Command I. I only want to work on the background, so I'm going to hold in Command and click, and again there's the marching ants. So clicking on the top layer to get it selected. Hit X to get my white on the brush because we're working on a black background, and let's go to town. So let's do about 25-26%, and let's start editing. Okay, I am loving that so much more. So much more. Especially, let's bring it to about 60, especially right in here. Command D. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, perfect. I can work with that. I think I'm going to work with the the 84%. Command E to drop that. And let me see. I might like that too. Command I, and I'm holding in Command. I'm clicking the background. Let's paint that on. I just want to see what it looks like. I may not like it. I may. We'll find out. Okay, Command D to remove those marching ants. I'm going to bring this to about 25%, and I do like the change that we made, but I only want it in like the sides. I want it to stay kind of like a vignette type look. So I'm going to use black and start painting it off just right through here. I'm going to, now I'm painting with white because I want to add in just a little bit more right in here. Okay, let's do a before and after, turn it on and off. And I do like that. I am going to drop it down to about 80%, Command E to merge it together. Now let's work on the overall color. So we're going to do color balance. I'm going to add in some red, a little bit of magenta, and even a little bit of yellow. That magenta is really hitting on her skin though, so let's open up another color balance. And then let's add in about 6. I'm going to Command I to invert, B for my, what's going on here? Okay, so it's still stuck on the 6. I'm going to hit Enter, B to bring up the brush. I've got white, I'm painting on black. Let's bump it to about 100% and let's just pop that on her. And that took out the magenta, perfect. I think I'm going to up it a little bit more. 9, and then let's add in some red on her. Let's see what some golden would do. I think I'm going to bring that back down to about 4. Okay, let's remove just a little bit of green. It's about 7. I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on. I really like the look of that. I'm going to merge these two together so you can see what we did with the colors. We just added in, there's the before, here's the after. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that over the whole image, so let's do something real quick. Let's go up here to the elliptical, if I'm saying that correctly, marquee tool. Never know with me. Okay, I am, let's even more. I'm going to put that square on her, select and mask, and let's feather this. Feather it real good. Bump it up a little bit more. Hit OK, and let's do this. Nice. I'm going to hit Command J, and I'm going to invert that. This time though, we're going to darken it because I inverted it. So now I'm working on the outer edges. Let's see what we can do with that. Ooh, yeah, that's what I like. So we'll bring up both sides. Let's see. No, I don't like that. And then I'm going to come in with the black brush. I'm going to pop on her 100%. Now I'm going to come in with the white brush and pop that on her 100%. I'm going to go back to this one because this is the one that darkens. And I'm going to bring it to about 30 something. I'm going to paint with black because I want to make it brighter right up here. I want it to look like the sun's coming in. Okay, great. And let's see, I'm going to merge these two together. This will be the curve. so I don't get those mixed up. This is the curves adjustment. I'm torn on that one. You know what we're going to do, I'm going to make an adjustment out of that. So pay very close attention. This one can get confusing. So on the very top group that we have, I'm going to make a mask out of that, which means I'm working on these two. But I am going to pull this one. I like that layer mask. I'm going to hit Option, bring it up, drop it on this. And close that one back up. And then now we're working with that. And as you can see, this is what it was. With doing that, we still have a lot of green all around here, and she's more like a golden tone. So let's open that back up a little bit more. The only thing I'm going to do with this is just expand it a little bit more. That way we get more of that golden hue all throughout the image. And another way to see what you're touching is you're going to hit the, what is it, backslash button, and you can see where it's mostly hitting. Which is good when you're really picky like me, and you want to know exactly where it's at. Okay. Perfect. So I do think I'm going to keep all of those. Okay, good deal. So I'm going to merge this down, and now we get to see, yeah, I do like that. Okay, next, let's start working on the dress. Let's do a very saturated, you know what, I don't like working with saturation. Let's do vibrance. Let's do a whole lot of vibrance. Do about 12, and then we'll come back in with another vibrance, and this will just be for the dress. So I'm going to name it so we don't get confused. What did I make here? Let's delete that and go back into vibrance. Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. So let's Command I, and then come down here. We just want to work on the dress. So Command click for the girl. Come back up here. Make sure you're working on the very top. I need a white brush, so I'm going to switch this out. And I'm going to start painting at 100%. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, and there we go. I don't want to get it on her hair though, because I'm very likely going to bump it up even more. Gotta be very careful right here. Okay, that is pretty good for me. I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna hit Control D, and then I'm gonna make it super crazy so you can see what we worked on right there. Let's do about 4. And we're really gonna bump the vibrance up. No, let's drop it to 30. Okay. Let's merge all these together. Okay, there's our before, here's our after, but I don't think I'm quite done just yet. You know what? I really love a good dodge and burn, so let's do that, but let's do it with levels. So go ahead and copy your layer just in case we mess up. That way we can always go back. So I'm in levels right now. I'm going to drop this down, and I'm going off what my image looks like here. I know I want it to be very smoky. I'll looks good for me. So Control I to invert, B, because we're going to be painting it on. I'm going to go in at about 30% with my white brush on my black background here. And let's just paint it in. And then I will liquefy right before I'm done. I want to hit all these little spots right here. Get the natural sway of the dress, and I am going to go ahead and do her skin as well. So we'll go right here. I have become addicted to dodge and burn. I used to not ever use it, but now it is everything to me. Don't like that. And this is where a lot of time can be spent too, because, oh my goodness, there's just so many things that can be dodged and burned. Her hair, it just helps everything to pop so good. Okay. And when you get into the very intricate details, like a dress, like right here, watch this. This is so cool. We're just going to go in and hit every little significant crease in her dress. I forget that I'm recording. And just do so like this. It looks so good. Zoom around here, zoom around here, voila. We'll go back up this way, and we'll go in this way. Oh, I gotta take this off right here. So thank goodness we have our background layer to save us, right? That's why I love having so many background layers. I'm sure it gets on people's nerves because I'm all the time merging and hitting Command J to create a layer, but I have a purpose to it. Okay, I promise I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but this is something that I can legit spend like, oh my gosh, 1 to 2 hours just on dodging, and I try not to do that. I try to be quick. La la la, look at that. Let's hit the bottom. I hit going up here, going up there. I don't like that. That's a little bit too much. I already know that I'm going to lower the opacity of this deal, you know. Perfect. And you know what? Now I want to dodge and burn her skin. So since we're already here and all that good stuff, I'm going to hit Command, click to layer on the girl, go back up here, make sure we're working on the very top, and let's just give her some definition via our levels burn. And I have heard that the normal D&B located somewhere on here, I don't even use it anymore, so I don't know where it's at. This right here, I have heard that I can't say it correctly, like it deletes the data, it destroys the data as you're working on it, and it's hard to retain, like get it back after you've done something like that. So that's why I do this. Can't tell you who I heard it from, don't even remember. I think I got it in one of the photography groups, so there's that. Is it true? I don't know. Okay, perfect. I am going to go ahead and select inverse. And since we're here, I want to try to take that off at 100%. Yeah, I just want to take that off. So Command D to get the little marching ants to go away. And voila. Oh my gosh, I love it. And we're not even done, you guys. Like, we have so much more to do. So here's our before and our after the D&B. So it did hit it a little bit higher right here, but or it's a little bit too much. So we're going to drop it down. I think I'm going to keep it around 74 because there's some spots I really like the dramatics of it, like on her dress. And then I will come in with my black brush at around 20-something%. And I'm just going to take it off her hair a little bit because it's drawing my eyes straight there. There we go. That is a little bit better. Okay, let's see. Let's drop it down a little bit more. Let's do 66. I'm going to merge it, Command E, and then Command J. I want this one. This is our first layer. I want that one lower. I want this one to be untouched. So let's start working on this. This will be our highlights. And then this will be our burn. And I'm labeling them just so you guys can kind of keep up. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast. Okay. Now we're going to go to levels once more. I'm going to bring this in, and I'm actually going to add in just a little bit of contrast by hitting that. Command I, boom. And let's paint this on her. Since we're working on a black background, I have my white brush. We're just going to scoop this down. 30%. Okay, and I am going to hit like all these same areas where we just burned. I'm going to go atop it, and as you can see, it's already got that natural highlight, but we're just going to go over it. I feel, let's see. I just noticed that there's glitter in her dress. That is so pretty. Okay. Got this, got that, got that. And then same applies to this part. Now we get to highlight all these beautiful flowing pieces that just naturally pop out like this. So, so pretty. My goodness. Okay. Let's see. And we've already got, let me hit Command Girl. So we've got the mask on the girl. And we're really going to get these edges here because you can already tell it just naturally has picked up the light there. So that's what we're trying to hit. And then same for right on down here. Command D to bring it off, and let's drop the opacity down to about 17. You can see some natural light coming in here and right through here. Okay. Of course, if you look at her face, you can tell that that is a whole big bunch of highlights. So let's bring it up a little. drop it. We're going to start at around 20 and then just slowly bring it up until I'm like, that works. Her skin and her face is my primary reach right now. Okay, so I think I'm going to drop it to 67, and I love it. We're going to merge this down, and then this is the first layer that we started with. That's where she was. This is where she's at now. See how much a good dodge and burn changes the image? Like, it just draws so much attention in on her. It is a lot of work, but to me, it's totally worth it. Some people like it, some people hate it. So we are almost finished up, so let's go ahead and do some, actually, hold on. Let me see what hue saturation can do for me real quick. I'm all about changing up those greens. Command I. I'm working on the background. I just want to see what this looks like, and I probably won't even do it. I just want to see what it looks like. I'm going to bring it in at 100%, and we got a black background with a white brush. Let's paint it on and see. Command D to take it off, and we're going to come back through at about 39% with a black brush and just paint it all off like so. And then I've noticed we can more so center her if we pop in a little bit of light right in the center, and then if you look at my mask over here, you can see everywhere I'm hitting. And I can also turn this on too. The corners are usually darken a little bit. Just gives us a little bit more contrast. I'm going to drop it about 68. I like it. Command E, merge it down. Let's go ahead and do a color fill, and I think I'm done after that. So Command J. Let's do a solid color. That's really pretty. I like that. Okay. Solid color. We're going to work with, oh, darn. Okay. We're going to work with this. I need the gradient tool. I need this one though. I hit X because I needed to work with my white brush. There we go. Perfect. And this just helps to draw in more attention up to her. We can even lower it a little bit more. Command E to merge that down. I think I want a little bit more pizzazz added to it though. So now we will go to solid color. We're going to go super bright. Hit the background right here. And give me like a sun. Let's make a sun. Yeah, there we go. Again, we're going to extend this out to, we're going to widen it. Let's add some height to it as well. And I'm just going to drop the layer mask of her onto, or I'm going to hit Command, click her, and then we're going to remove it by painting at 100% opacity with my black brush. Command D to remove it. That is a whole big bunch, so I'm actually going to take it down to 9% opacity. And I'm going to paint over her and go straight up with the brush. So that means the color that we have at the top is going to be added in a little to her. Okay. Let's see what that would look like if we multiplied it. No, I don't like multiplying. Okay, I really do love that at around 46. Let's merge it down. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command J, and let's jump into liquify because we are almost done. This is a super long edit, which, let's be honest, they're kind of all super long edits when you're working with me. Let's work on our hair first. Do about 54. I don't know how I like that. 1, 2, 3. I took it back a little bit. Taking that one back. Okay, let's see. All that I'm trying to do here is put a little bit more curve into her hair. Command minus to bring it out a little bit. Okay, let's work on my dress. Oh, this is just like Cinderella's dress, so pretty. And I'm really about to start messing around, so I'm going to drop that down to 38. Okay, let's look at the before and after. So here's what we just did in liquify. Here's the before. It just makes it a little bit more dreamy, more magical. I think I am going to take some of that, I don't know. So I'm going to bring up the opacity to 100%, and I'm going to paint. So I'm not going to hit the dress because we did so much work to the dress, but we have a lot of grass right here that got moved around, and we just want to bring back the natural pattern of the dress there. Or the grass, I mean, my bad. So I'm going to go around, color that off of the dress. Okay, I'm going to take that off, and we're done. Control E. So here is the finished product. This is what we started with. And here's where we are. I love it. Actually, you know what? Don't hate me. You're not allowed to hate me. Let's add in one more thing real quick. I just want to see what it looks like. More like an orangey tone. Now, does that not just remind you of Beauty and the Beast there? Like the darker tone? I don't know why. Okay, yeah, this one is totally going on my website. I'm so excited. Okay, guys. Let's see. It did darken her skin a lot. Let's see what that looks like if we took it off. Boop. No, I kind of like it on. Okay, I'm going to merge it in. This is it for sure. This one is the one. So here's what we've created. This is what we started with. We did so much work. Thank you guys for joining me. I had so much fun. This one is totally going up on my website. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Hopefully this was easy for you to follow along with. If you have any suggestions that you think would make these editing videos better, I am completely open to suggestions. But thank you all again for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful day.